esee izula 2, one of the best knives out there. Yes, best is a big statement, but I'm going to use it anyways. Let's start right off the bat with the specs for the people that like to watch the first 30 seconds of a video and find a new video to watch. esee izula 2, I paid $60 for this knife. The blade length is 2 5/8 inches. The overall length is 6 3/4 inches. The handle is 3 3/4 inches. It weighs 3.2 ounces. It has an injected molded polymer plastic sheath, and the blade is made out of 1095. The handle is tan or brown micarta. It has 2 hex head fasteners fasten the handles. It has about 5/8 inches of jimping right up there, or texturing, whatever you want to call it. That just gives your thumb more traction. It says esee knives on one side, izula 2, Rowan Manufacturing, an izula ant, and the number. This one is 22783, which means they've made at least 22,000 of these knives. And for good reason. These knives are awesome. Let's go over the blade. The philosophy. Why would you buy this knife? First off, everyday carry. This knife is small, lightweight, functional, more durable than many, if not all, folding knives, no matter how tough their lockup is. Number 2, a neck knife, which is kind of a subcategory of EDC knife. Pretty much what a neck knife is you would put a neck lanyard on the sheath right there and wear it as a necklace, either next to your body or on top of your clothes, depending on what you're doing or who you want to impress. Number 3, a companion knife to a, say you're on some outdoor adventure. You probably have a bigger knife, like an SE6, and you have that esee izula 2 as a backup / a more delicate knife for more delicate tasks. Don't be fooled by its small size. This thing is very tough, very robust, very durable. The blade thickness, I want to say, is 5/32 of an inch, which means it's like 1/32 less than 3/16. It's a full flat grind, which means starting from the very top, it's a straight bevel all the way down with a secondary. I believe the edge angle is about 22 degrees, so like 11 degrees for each side. But don't quote me, I'm not a professional knife sharpener. The sheath. In the past, I have not had the best luck with esee knife sheaths. That might sound like blasphemy to some, but I'm being honest with you. Me personally, and I'm not a super picky person, I haven't really liked the stock sheaths that come with mini esee knives. The SE5 sheath, I love the sheath, but I hate the knife. The esee Laser Strike, I love both the knife and the sheath. And the esee Hoonless, I love the knife and I love the sheath. The other ones, the SE4, the SE3, the SE6, the Vispa or the Kendura, and the Zula models, they come with these polymer reinforced plastic sheaths. I read somewhere that I guess they found out this is more durable than Kydex. I'm just going to assume that that's true. But as a personal preference, I don't like it as much. With that being said, the sheath for this esee izula 2 surprised me. It wasn't as thick and bulky as I thought it might be. It doesn't feel as flimsy as others that I've seen. And if you can hear, there's a little bit of blade rattle, but nothing obnoxious. It retains pretty good. Okay, it's not going to fall out of there. How you get it out is you pretty much put your thumb right there and you just give it a small push. Putting it back in, clicks into place, and you're done. It has 2 holes here, has 1 long slot here. You can mount a large or small tech lock or a molly clip or a Spyderco G clip, I believe. And mount it on your belt. As I said before, you can wear it as a neck knife, or you can thread your belt through this. Personally, I don't like this method because it gets all cattywampus and it's kind of obtrusive. What I have done, which I don't have it on there now because I was carrying this for a while and then I switched to something else. I was just routing 550 parachute cord through these holes and through the slot. You can either wear it horizontally, upside down, or right side up. Either strong or weak side, small at the back, belt buckle, whatever the case may be. It does come with a small bolt-on belt clip thingamabob. I didn't really like it that much. It was kind of heavy, but it does come with that. I paid $60 for this knife. To some people that might sound like a lot. To other people that's pocket change. I think for the money that this knife costs, this knife far excels other knives out there in the size range and in this price range. $60 for a high quality knife from a high quality manufacturer is very, very good. When you get the knife, it will be shipped in a plastic bag. Some people find that offensive and like kind of odd. I mean, I don't really care either way. I'm not a person to save the boxes of knives that I buy because most of the knives I buy I keep. So if it's a plastic bag, to me it just takes up less room in the garbage can. But to each his own. It does come with some instruction sheets. It comes with a small survival card. It's the size of a credit card. You can put it in your wallet. It has some basic information. The things I like about this knife. First off, I swear there's not one single way you can hold this knife that it is not comfortable. You can hold it like this, like a scalpel. I mean, you can choke up on the blade like that. You can put a few fingers on the blade and your index finger to index the point of the knife. You can really bear down on it. I mean seriously, any single way you hold this knife, even like this. Don't ask me why you would hold it like this, but it's comfortable. Even bearing your thumb into that finger guard. I wear size 2X gloves, and dirty hands are a sign of clean money. I wear size 2X gloves, and you can see how small that knife is. By 2X, I mean like if you measure around here, it measures about 10.5 to 11 inches. Which some guys might be like, dude, shut up and go on with the review. But to many people, especially bigger guys, that's important. To me, that was important, and not many videos were adding that small feature into their videos. One of the only ones that I saw that mentioned that was Gideon's Tactical. And everybody gives him shit because he always says, I wear large size gloves. And everyone's like, dude, we know your hand size and blah, blah, blah. We don't care. fact of the matter is, you should care. You should know if your hands are bigger than his. The reason I say that is he reviewed the White River Knife and Tool Backpacker. It's roughly the same size, but it has a thinner, smaller handle, higher quality steel, blah, blah, blah. And I thought that knife looked badass. And then I asked him, I messaged him or commented on the video or something, and I said, dude, I have pretty big bear paws. That handle looks kind of small. And he said, you do not want this knife. Go with the esee Izula 2. It has a more hand-filling handle. It has a slightly longer handle. You'll like it way more. Well, against his advice, I checked out that White River backpacker model, and if I had more grip strength than I do, I swear I would have bent that handle. That handle was so freaking tiny and thin and short that it felt like I was holding onto a fork. Sorry about that rant, but so despite that blade being like S30V or S35VN, whatever that kind of higher grade stainless steel is, and having an uncoated kind of satin finished blade, I think it looks a lot sexier than this knife. That doesn't matter. The handle was too small. So that's why in this video I'm saying I have large hands and this is on the borderline of being too short. They also make a standard esee Izula which has a 1/2 inch smaller handle. I don't know why they made that knife. This hole is roughly a 1/2 inch, so that handle on that one pretty much ends right there. That means that I would be gripping the knife with 3 fingers, okay? The standard Izula. That would not be comfortable. That would be retarded, in my opinion. But this knife, the handle's like 3 3/4 inches long, and this is about the shortest I can go to still get a full grip on it. Even gripping this hard, some of my backhand meat, whatever you want to call it right here, hangs over a little bit, but the end of this knife is rounded, so it's not that uncomfortable. The handles that come on here are canvas micarta. They are rough texture, but I've seen a lot of pictures of guys that polish these up and they make them look really fancy. I'll probably do that in the future. Let's talk about this blade coating for a second. Esee puts this on I'm pretty sure all their knives. They do offer a few uncoated models, but they pretty much put this on all their knives, and it makes total sense. It's 1095. There's no chromium, vanadium, different elements to resist corrosion. So this pretty much is a blanket to prevent corrosion to the whole blade. The edge of the knife is always going to be uncoated, so the edge will always patina or discolor and eventually corrode and rust. But again, if you maintain your knives and you oil them and you're kind of prudent about what you're cutting and how you store it and if blah blah blah, rusting shouldn't be an issue. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of this coating. It's really durable, and for maybe large knives that, like, whatever the case may be, it makes a lot of sense. If they were to offer an uncoated version and polish the blade up, even if they sold it for a $20, $30, $40 premium, I'm sure that knife would sell like hotcakes. The coating they use is durable. It's held up. I mean, I haven't put this knife through like lots and lots of use, but a fair amount. And it's held up. There's a few places where it's kind of a flatter color, like it's about to rub off. And the thing is, if you're going to use this knife a lot, eventually the coating is going to rub off. What I'm going to do, and what I did with a few of my other esees, is I used a chemical spray, paint stripper pretty much, took the handles off, took all the coating off, and then polished the blade up. That does a few things. First of all, it makes it look 10 times sexier. And number two, you have less friction when you're cutting, especially if you're cutting through plastic, like bubble or clamshell packaging, whatever they call it. If you're cutting through landscape edging, landscape plastic edging, cutting through cardboard, food process, whatever the case may be, pretty much everything you're doing, it'll make you have less friction up here, which means it'll be easier to cut. And I think it looks nicer. And also, a lot of people don't know this, but having a fully polished blade, you're pretty much knocking all those surface pores down, which makes it less susceptible to corrosion and rust. And I just think it looks neater. So that's what I'm going to do in the future. And I'll make sure to do a video on it if and when I do it. Or I should say when. I hate to say this because again, it's just me, but I like videos where they say, you know what, this is what I don't like about knives. Because then that way I can say, oh, okay, that's important to me. Stuff like that. The ergonomics are awesome. Could they sculpt out the handle and add more mass here and round these blah and this and this? Yes, I'm sure they could, but then they'd sell this knife for double the price. I like the simplistic, just straight handle. There's no like contouring or anything like that. So what? If you want that, add it yourself or don't buy this knife. The fit and finish is great. The handle scales, they don't match up perfectly. See, I'm grabbing the handle there, and then the blade is a little bit raised here and lowered here. I think the reason that happened is because I took these handle scales off and I took them off just cause, and then I put them back, and the same thing happened with my other esees. Like, you kind of have to be prudent of that while you're putting the handles back on. I didn't pay attention. I just slapped them back on. So that's more on me. That problem's more my fault. The blade came hair shaving sharp. I've done a lot of crap with this knife, but it could stand to be honed up a little bit. Actually, it's getting a little bit of hair, but I'll probably just drop this up and it will come back. But it came with a very, very sharp edge. I know lots of guys that when they unpackage their esees, they're so excited. They're like, ah, shit. And they cut themselves. They don't even know it for a second because it's so sharp they don't even feel it until they see all the blood running down their finger. But, of course, I've never done that. The sheath, like I said, it did impress me because in the past I haven't had that greatest success with esees style of sheath, this polymer plastic, but this one impressed me. There's a slight blade rattle, but I mean, who cares? It's not obnoxious. It's not that much. The retention is good. There's no secondary retention. I don't think you need it. It has multiple lashing points and ways to configure the way you want to carry it. It's small. It's lightweight. EDC knife. Throw it on your belt. After a couple days, you'll forget it's there. As a defensive knife, it's maybe a little small for me. I mean, yes, you could do some damage with it, but I mean, that's not this knife's calling. As a last ditch, yeah, this is better than nothing. But I like this large lanyard hole here. Doesn't have to be that big, but yeah, whatever. It's that big, so. You can also take these handle scales off, wrap it in 550 cord, stuff like that. You can get custom handle scales. These ones just fine. But like I said, there's not that much wrong with this knife. The sheath, excellent. The blade, excellent. I like the shape of it. Ergonomics, the handle, Ergonomics, excellent. This texturing up here, I don't care. It's neither here nor there. I don't care if it's there. I don't care if it's not there. People always, it doesn't have jimping. I don't care, personally. But yeah, for $60, come on, at least just go pick this up, see if you like it. And in the long run, it will save you money because you can either, spend $60, one and done, and this will be your go-to small EDC neck knife, or you can go through all the hoop de la and buy every single neck knife and test them out and come back to this one. This has been Steve from Great Lakes Preppers. If you like this video, like this content, feel free to share this video, like this video, subscribe to our channel for more gear, knife, and survival related videos.